All right, so welcome to today's deep dive. And today we are going to be looking at how artificial intelligence is becoming like this major factor in global politics. I mean, you see it everywhere, and
Big time.
we've got this fascinating Korean news article from AI Times,
Okay.
dated January 23, 2025.
All right.
And the title itself is a real attention grabber.
Oh, yeah.
It says, quote, January 22, AI at the heart of MAGA must beat China.
Wow.
So it seems like AI is no longer just about the technology itself, but it's like playing this central role in the relationship between the U.S. and China.
Yeah, it's so interesting how this article highlights the strategic alignment between like these major Silicon Valley companies
Right.
and in the new Trump administration with AI dominance as like a key objective.
Yeah, the article chunks right into, OpenAI making this big splash on Trump's first day back in office.
Right, on day one.
Yeah.
So OpenAI, along with SoftBank and Oracle, announced a $500 billion investment to build data centers all across the U.S. And these data centers are essentially massive computing hubs,
Right.
providing the processing power and storage capacity needed to train and run complex AI algorithms.
Yeah,
This investment is huge.
it's unbelievable.
It really signals how important AI infrastructure is becoming,
Yeah,
but it's the timing and the messaging, especially connecting it to competing with China.
right.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and OpenAI's CEO, Sam Altman, directly linked this investment to Trump's involvement.
Wow.
It's almost like they're saying, this is a crucial step to stay ahead of China in this AI race. But $500 billion.
That's a lot of money.
I mean, that could really shift the balance of power in the AI industry,
Absolutely.
giving OpenAI just this massive advantage in developing new technologies.
Yeah.
Do you think this is like a brand new initiative, or is it more about repackaging existing projects
Oh, that's a good question.
with a politically strategic spin?
I think that's a great question.
Yeah.
The article mentions OpenAI already has projects going on with Oracle and Microsoft,
Okay.
potentially totaling $200 billion. So
Right.
it wouldn't be surprising if they're kind of leveraging those existing initiatives,
Right.
but framing them within this beat China narrative,
Yeah.
which definitely aligns with the current political climate.
And speaking of Microsoft, they seem to be deeply involved as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They've pledged $50 billion in AI investment to the Trump administration and are already working with OpenAI on a $100 billion data center project.
It's so much money.
It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, so it seems like there's this strong partnership forming between big tech and the new administration,
Yeah,
with AI as like the common ground.
like the foundation.
Yeah, but what about other players in the AI field?
Yeah.
What happens to smaller AI companies or those outside the U.S. with all these massive investments concentrated in just a few big names?
That's a crucial question.
Yeah.
This potential concentration of power raises concerns about whether it'll stifle innovation
Right.
or create barriers for smaller players.
Right.
And then you have Scale AI,
Yeah.
a company specializing in data labeling, making a really bold statement.
Right. They took out a full-page ad in the Washington Post directly addressing Trump
Can you believe that?
with a pretty strong message, quote, Mr. President, America must win the AI war.
Wow.
And data labeling is a key part of AI development. It involves tagging data
Right.
to help AI systems learn and make decisions.
Yeah. Super important part of the process.
Yeah, so,
It definitely seems like there's this competition heating up,
yeah.
with everyone vying to be seen as the leader in American AI.
Even Google, who's been relatively quiet, seems to be signaling their involvement.
Yeah, the article mentions that Ruth Porat, Alphabet's president and chief investment officer,
Right.
expressed concerns about China getting ahead of the U.S. in AI.
Yeah.
She called for bold and responsible rules,
Okay.
which echoes the strategic approach others are taking.
It's interesting how Google seems to be taking a slightly different approach compared to the more direct beat China rhetoric
Right.
from OpenAI and Microsoft.
Yeah.
But the fact that Google's CEO met with Trump and attended the inauguration suggests they are very much involved, just maybe more behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think they're playing their cards close to the vest.
Yeah.
But it definitely raises the question, like, what exactly is Google's strategy?
Right.
And how might it differ from the other major players?
Right.
It's clear that beating China in AI has become a central theme for the U.S. AI industry, aligning closely with Trump's Market agenda.
It almost feels like this modern-day space race.
Yeah,
But with AI as the new frontier,
totally.
it makes you wonder if this intense competition will ultimately be beneficial
Right.
or detrimental to the overall progress of AI development.
Yeah, that's a crucial point.
Yeah.
This focus on national dominance could potentially lead to a less collaborative
Right.
and more fragmented AI landscape.
But then there's NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang, who seems to be taking a different stance.
Yeah, he's a bit of an outlier here.
Yeah.
While acknowledging the new administration, Huang actually advocated for U.S.-China collaboration in technology, emphasizing the global nature of the AI industry.
Okay, so that's refreshing to hear amidst all this us versus them talk.
Yeah, it's a different perspective.
Yeah, it's important to remember that advancements in AI often transcend national borders.
Absolutely, AI is a global endeavor.
Right.
And his perspective highlights the potential benefits of a more cooperative approach.
For sure.
After all, tackling global challenges like climate change or disease outbreaks will likely require shared knowledge and resources.
So we've got this influx of investment, this close relationship between big tech and the government.
Yeah.
And these contrasting narratives of competition versus collaboration. It seems like we've only just begun to uncover the layers of this story.
Yeah, we're just scratching the surface.
Yeah.
In part 2, we'll delve deeper into the potential implications of this U.S.-China AI race and explore what it means to the future of the field.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
So welcome back to our deep dive into the world of AI, and, it's increasingly influencing the global political landscape. We've been unpacking this Korean news article from AI Times, which highlights how AI is becoming this, central piece of the strategic rivalry between the U.S. and China.
Yeah.
In the first part, we explored OpenAI's massive $500 billion investment.
It's unbelievable.
In U.S.-based data centers, along with Microsoft's deep involvement with the Trump administration's AI agenda.
Yeah, they're really going all in on this.
It really does, and it paints a picture of just significant resources and political will being directed towards achieving AI dominance.
Absolutely.
And we can't forget Scale AI's striking full-page ad in the Washington Post.
Oh, yeah, that was bold.
Urging the U.S. to win the AI war.
Yeah, very dramatic.
It seems like every major tech player is trying to position themselves as the champion for American AI.
For sure.
But what are the potential consequences of this intense competition?
Right.
Could it actually hinder the progress of AI development?
Yeah, that's a critical question.
Yeah.
While competition can certainly drive innovation, there's also the risk that this focus on national dominance might lead to a fragmented AI landscape.
Oh, how so?
Well, imagine a scenario where different countries and companies are developing their own AI systems in isolation, with limited collaboration or sharing of knowledge. This could really slow down the pace of progress overall.
Like we're not sharing information as much and then it just slows everything down.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like building separate railroads with different gauges. They might reach their destinations, but the journey becomes much less efficient without a shared infrastructure.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And there's also the concern that this intense competition could escalate into a winner-takes-all situation. If one nation or a small group of companies gains a significant advantage in AI, it could create this imbalance of power that extends beyond just technology. We could see this play out in economic and even military terms.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah, it's a little unsettling.
It's like a high-stakes game where the winner gets to control not just the technology, but potentially the global economy and security landscape.
Exactly. It's high stakes.
Yeah. And this brings us to another crucial aspect of this AI race.
Oh, what's that?
The potential for misuse or even weaponization of these powerful technologies.
Right. AI could be used for good or for bad.
Yeah, exactly. Think about the development of autonomous weapon systems. That can make life or death decisions.
Scary.
Without human intervention.
Yeah.
Or AI-powered surveillance systems that could erode privacy on a massive scale.
I mean, that's happening already to some extent.
It is. Yeah, these are serious concerns.
For sure.
It's like we're entering this uncharted territory.
Totally.
Where the rules are still being written.
Yeah, we're making it up as we go along.
We've been talking about data centers as crucial infrastructure. But it's not just about the hardware.
Right.
What about the data itself?
The data is fuel for AI.
Yeah, AI algorithms are only as good as the data they're trained on.
That's right. Garbage in, garbage out.
Could there be biases built into these systems based on the data they're fed?
Absolutely. If the data used to train AI systems is biased, it can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities in society.
Right.
Imagine an AI-powered hiring system that favors certain demographics over others.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Or a facial recognition system that's less accurate in identifying people of color.
Right.
These are real concerns.
It sounds like we need to be thinking not just about the technological advancements in AI, but also about the ethical frameworks that need to be put in place
to guide
its development and deployment.
We need some guardrails here.
Yeah, absolutely.
As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, we need to ensure that it's developed and used responsibly.
Right.
There needs to be a clear set of guidelines and principles that prioritize human well-being and prevent unintended consequences.
We've seen Google's call for bold and responsible rules in AI development.
Yeah, they're trying to get ahead of this.
But establishing such rules on a global scale
Right.
seems like a daunting task.
It certainly won't be easy.
No.
There are different cultural perspectives, political agendas, economic interests at play.
Right. Everyone wants a piece of the pie.
Yeah, but finding some level of global consensus on ethical AI development is crucial if we want to mitigate the potential risks.
It seems like a huge challenge, especially in the current climate of intense competition.
It's a tough one.
But there are voices like NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang
Yeah, he's a voice of reason.
who are advocating for U.S.-China collaboration.
Right.
Could that be a step towards a more cooperative approach to AI development?
Huang's perspective is certainly encouraging.
Yeah.
He's highlighting the potential benefits of a more collaborative approach,
Right.
where countries share knowledge and resources to address shared challenges.
Yeah.
Imagine the progress we could make in areas like healthcare
Right.
or climate change
Yeah.
if there was more cooperation in AI research and development.
It's like the difference between building walls and building bridges.
Exactly.
Collaboration can lead to more robust and beneficial outcomes for everyone involved.
Absolutely. A rising tide lifts all boats.
But how do we move from this current climate of competition to a more cooperative approach?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
It requires open dialogue, a willingness to find common ground,
Yeah.
and perhaps even some compromise from all sides.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about the big players.
The U.S.-China big tech companies.
But what about the role of other countries in this AI landscape?
Right.
Could we see new AI powerhouses emerging?
That's a good question.
And what about the potential for smaller nations to contribute to the development of ethical and beneficial AI applications?
Yeah, there's a lot of untapped potential out there.
Those are all fascinating questions that we'll explore further in the final part of our deep dive.
That's right. We're going to shift gears to focus on what this all means for you, the listener.
Right.
And how these global trends might impact your life and the future you're shaping.
I'm really interested to hear what you have to say about that. So welcome back to the deep dive. It's been quite a journey exploring this complex world of AI and its growing influence on the global political landscape.
It has been fascinating.
We've talked about the race for AI dominance between the U.S. and China.
Right.
The massive investments being poured into this technology. And the potential risks and ethical dilemmas that come with it.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is, but now let's kind of shift our focus and bring this conversation a little closer to home.
Sounds good.
Okay, so in this final part, we want to explore what these global AI trends actually mean for you,
right,
the listener.
You, the person listening right now.
How might these developments impact your life, your career, and the future you're shaping?
Yeah, that's what we want to look at now.
So let's get practical. What are some tangible ways that these AI developments might actually affect people's lives in the near future?
Well, one of the most immediate and significant impacts is on the job market.
Okay.
AI is automating tasks at an unprecedented rate, which is leading to both job displacement and the creation of new roles.
That's something that a lot of people are worried about. Are robots going to take over our jobs?
Well, it's not quite as simple as robots replacing humans.
Okay.
It's more about humans and AI working together.
Okay.
But certain jobs that involve repetitive manual tasks or data processing are becoming increasingly susceptible to automation.
Like what kind of jobs?
Think about manufacturing, customer service, even certain aspects of finance and law.
Oh, wow.
So for someone listening who might be thinking, okay, how do I prepare for this changing job landscape?
Right.
The key is to embrace lifelong learning.
Okay.
You need to adapt to these new technologies and focus on developing skills that complement AI rather than those that are easily replaced by it.
So what kind of skills are we talking about?
Think about critical thinking, creativity, complex problem-solving, emotional intelligence.
Okay.
Those uniquely human traits that AI struggles to replicate.
Gosh. These skills will become increasingly valuable in a world where AI is handling more routine tasks.
So it's about leveling up our human skills.
Exactly.
To thrive in this AI-powered world.
It's about understanding where human ingenuity and AI capabilities can best work together.
Okay, but the impact of AI extends beyond just the job market, right?
Absolutely.
It's also influencing how we access information and consume media.
Right, it's everywhere.
You're talking about those algorithms that seem to know everything about our preferences and habits.
Yeah.
It's almost like AI is curating our reality.
That's right. AI-powered algorithms are shaping what we see on social media, the news we read, even the products we buy.
Yeah, it's kind of creepy sometimes.
It can be.
Yeah, this raises questions about how these algorithms work, how they might be biased, and whether they're creating filter bubbles that limit our exposure to different perspectives.
Right, and it highlights the importance of media literacy.
So what can we do about it? We need to be critical consumers of information, question our assumptions, and actively seek out diverse viewpoints. We can't just passively accept what these algorithms feed us.
We've discussed the potential risks of AI being misused, but are there ways that AI can be harnessed to benefit humanity?
Absolutely. There are incredible opportunities for AI to help us solve some of the world's most pressing challenges.
Like what?
Think about using AI to develop new medical treatments, combat climate change, improve education, or even address poverty and inequality.
So it's not all doom and gloom.
No, not at all. There's a lot of potential for good.
Okay.
But we need to be mindful of the ethical implications of AI in these domains.
Right.
For instance, if we're using AI to make decisions about healthcare or criminal justice,
Right.
we need to ensure that these systems are fair, transparent, and accountable.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the complexities of the AI landscape.
It's a fast-moving target.
It feels like we're standing at a crossroads where the choices we make today will have a profound impact on the future of AI and its role in society.
And you, the listener, are not just a passive observer in this story.
Okay.
You have the power to shape the future of AI through your choices, your actions, and your voice.
What are some ways that listeners can actually get involved?
Well, it starts with staying informed about these developments and engaging in conversations about AI.
Okay.
You can support ethical AI initiatives, advocate for responsible regulation, and even consider pursuing a career in this rapidly evolving field.
Right.
Your voice matters, and your actions can contribute to shaping a future where AI is used for the benefit of humanity.
Wow. So this deep dive has given us a lot to think about, from the geopolitical implications of the AI race to the potential impact on our daily lives. It's clear that AI is a force that we need to understand and engage with thoughtfully.
It's the future unfolding before our eyes.
It is, and the future of AI is not predetermined. It's being shaped right now by the choices we make. So stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged.
The future is in our hands.
Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the world of AI.
It's been a pleasure.
And be sure to check back for more deep dives into the most fascinating and impactful topics shaping our world.
Until next time.